I get a feeling that I never had before. No, I get a good feeling, yeah.
Hello everyone, it's Rivka Malka. So today I am finally making this video on how to get your modest bohemian look. This is going to be a jam-packed video with like every tip I know and everything I do, because it's just one video on the topic of getting dressed in the morning. Once you get dressed and you feel awesome, everything else is going to flow from there. So I have over here, I'm in our office actually, so I have this is my little desk. So I brought my jewelry here, brought my makeup here, and I brought a whole bunch of clothing to show you. Alright? Okay, so the first thing I want to tell you is that there's a couple of, I guess, guidelines that I've developed. They're not so formal, not so official, but how my style is very much learned from Dressing Your Truth. Just go look up Dressing Your Truth. I talk about it all the time. It totally changed my life. Carol Tuttle has a program where essentially you embrace your true nature, you know, one of her 4 types. And of course, not all of you will fit into one type, but you kind of get, am I type 1, 2, 3, or 4? And then use the elements that she describes to get your best look. You can buy anything, but it's got to be within those elements that support your nature. So for example, I'm a type 3, that's like a swift, dynamic personality. So the things that I wear are very chunky, they're rich, they have certain elements to them that you'll find out on the course. But that means that if you take all this stuff and like put it on and you're not a type 3, it won't look great. It just won't. You'll look overdone, too much, too heavy. So find out what your type is, and I would encourage you not only to explore it on YouTube, although that's an excellent place to start, but also to buy the course. And if you actually have a friend who can help you get the course at a really nice price, so I would recommend that you do that. Totally changed my life, and I always love to get dressed in the morning, but since I did the course, it's been even much more fun. So where am I going to start? I'm going to start with a couple of guidelines. When you want to get a modest look, there's a few things you need to know. One is the laws of modesty. So what are we covering? We're covering up, you know, our torso, which means up to your neck. There's actually little collarbones here. So that's in the Torah. You cover your collarbones. And here's another marker, your elbows and your knees. Some people also wear stockings. That's kind of extra. I do, but that's not like exactly the letter of the law. Also, you don't want to wear anything too tight or too revealing. The idea is to just not cause undue attention to parts of your body. Okay, so you don't want to go for tight, which really fits in with the Bohemian thing. So when I was going to open the store, we looked up the definition for Bohemian, and it's kind of an artistic view on the world that challenges the status quo. So you want to challenge everything about fashion. Fashion says, look at my body. I'm so thin, I'm so curvy, I have this part and that part. Bohemian says, look at me and let's connect. And there's a certain flow that I have in life. It's just like, oh, it's a whole different thing that you're saying. And above all, what you want to say with modesty is, I have dignity, I know I have value. So here we go. When you're gonna look for a skirt, a Bohemian skirt is not a straight skirt. It's got some movement to it. Here's one of my favorite skirts. Dun, 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 dun. That's it. It just moves and it flows, and it's not so hard to buy or to make. It's got a little bit of spandex in it, so it has a nice fit. It's not pleated. That's another thing. The Bohemian look does not have pleats. It's got flow. It's just got a little bit of gathering. And I can wear this skirt with almost everything, and I'm going to show you how. So I would recommend looking for a skirt like this. It's so easy. It's practically just a maxi dress, and then you just wear it on your waist, and it goes down to your toes, and it's a lot of fun. They had this in Nordstrom Rack, a whole bunch of them, a different season, for $25. So this is a great skirt. Once you know your colors, which I do because of Dressing Your Truth, then almost all your clothing can match. And I'm going to get into that in a second. First, I'm going to tell you the next guideline. The next guideline in dressing modest bohemian is surrendering to layering. It actually makes you look more awesome. Some people get so overheated, it's just ridiculous, and they have to find other ways to make it work. But for most of us, I just recommend wearing a shell. This is a shell right here. It's just another layer. You can find it online. Look up modest shells. They also make them half shells so that they're sleeveless, and it's only for your neck. It's not for your torso or for your arms, or ones that are more like a tank top. Or wear a tank top. But the main thing is you got to layer. The layering is for modesty, and also it's just the look. It's kind of like you're a complex woman. You've got layers to you. Your clothing has layers, and it just looks amazing. So I'm always wearing layers, and I have my favorite color shells. So here's what I would do with this skirt, for example. I might put this on top because I love this piece because I just bought it and it's inside out. But see how like it's perfect for layering, and then I'm not too hot, so I have my shell and I have my skirt. And the outfit's totally not done, but that's just a great way to go. Another thing I got, this was neat. I didn't really have to layer this too much. The neck was too wide, and I would just wear it with this skirt. And see how it also has kind of flow and movement. Nothing is really tight. You don't need tight. You just need to be you. Okay, so first guideline is your clothing have flow. They do not have pleats, preferably long. And the second is that you layer. You don't have to layer. None of these are rules. I'm not into rules. I'm just telling you what I do. The third thing is when I go shopping, I'm looking for something like a special detail, a little detail. So for example, here the detail is the peplum. It just does a little something really nice. This shirt did not really need a detail because the pattern was so awesome. But this dress, for example, it just caught my eye right away because it's like velvet geometric stuff. That's cool. That's like an extra something. Here's another one. I'll show you what I do with this dress in a sec. But I'm just looking for a little bit of embroidery, a little bit of something special, and not major flowers and not tiny flowers, just more geometric and more texture going on. So look for that. It's great. This is an Indian look, this one right here. So you'll find it in Indian stores or stores that, you know, kind of like that. Okay, ready for the next thing. So when you layer, you can be extremely creative. And if you own it and you love it, you're going to look awesome. So we're going to talk about this dress for a minute. First question is, where did you get this dress? Well, that was easy, the thrift shop. Hunt in the thrift shop because this clothing is not in style. It's awesome, but it's not in style. So I have this dress, and ta-da, it doesn't cover my knees. So that really is a bummer. So I have a couple of options. If I was handy, I would add a layer. But since I am not crafty at all, I would put this on and put this dress on over it. Now my husband doesn't love this. Every once in a while he's like, you're wearing a skirt and a dress. But if he can get over that, I just love that so much. And if I want to make him a little happier or just be a little bit more conservative, I'll just take a plain skirt and I'll put it under it for another little layer. So, and then it's hard to get dressed without getting dressed, but you can see how that goes. It's just another little layer. And, you know, who could argue with that? These stores that sell shells, they also sell skirt extenders so that you could have a straight layer. But I will share with you that having that straight layer is not so bohemian. You want to get something more flary. Okay, moving on now. What else can I show you? Here's another vest I bought because it makes an awesome layer and it's got all this texture. And we have belts. So I didn't used to, before Dressing Your Truth, actually I did not wear belts at all. And now I wear them all the time. I'm wearing one today. And this dress was from Forever 21. It doesn't come with a belt, but I just like belts. That will depend on you. If you're a type 3, you want to chunk it up with a belt. That is almost always awesome. If you are other types, if you're more gentle type, if you wear a belt, make sure it's really thin. My belts are very chunky. But what I wanted to, the reason that I wanted to show them to you anyway, even though they're specific to what I like, is because they're colored. And when you are starting to get into your more creative dressing, you want to look for color. You don't only need a brown belt, and you don't only need brown shoes or black shoes. Everything that you wear is a chance to add art to your life and to add creativity to your life. So you're just looking for a little bit more color, a little bit more texture, something that makes you feel really special. So my belts, they have color. Okay, moving on. Here's something I want to show you. I bought this dress not long ago, and it's also too short. So, but I really like the pattern. It's like a very type 3 pattern. So what in the world am I going to do with it? So I had a couple of options. One way that I wore it all Passover is I wore it tucked into a skirt. Kind of a similar skirt to this. It's a little hard to show you. And you might think I'm crazy, but I thought it was pretty awesome. Because I liked it so much. Why should I go without it? Now I had a really neat outfit. And then if I wanted to be a little more bohemian, I could wear it out. And it's just, you don't, you know, in the old days, before we figured out that you could layer, at least when I was growing up, you were wearing button-up tops all the time, and it was just like nerd land. You just could not look good. It was crazy. But now, it's, once these like perfect shells came out and they cover you so nicely, you can take anything and make it modest. Make sure you match though. That's the only thing. Okay, so I told you everything gets a little color, so here are my shoes. I don't know if you like them. I'm just showing them as an illustration of, if I'm going to find a pair of shoes, it's going to have something a little interesting. If you're dressing your type, your shoes will match almost every outfit. These are my boots that I wore all winter. So I painted them gold just to add something special. I can't believe I wore these for so long. Now they look kind of like the Navy SEALs, but that's that. Okay, any other questions you can ask me in the comments below. I'm totally here to answer your questions. The one thing people want to know is, where do you shop? Where do you find things? You just look everywhere. It's like a treasure hunt. I don't like to spend a lot of money on clothing, so I will go to Marshall's. Sometimes I'll go to Target. That's even like a little more than I want to spend. I feel like I could get it a little bit cheaper somewhere else. I know that sounds crazy. Thrift shop is my absolute favorite. I'm like, I'm out of style, so I gotta go to the thrift shop and just make it awesome. And that's what I like to do. And there are treasures there. Marshall's, Target, Burlington has such modest clothing, and they have tons of skirts. Note on skirts, you don't want to be tucked in too much. Unless you can really pull it off in a special way, you are not tucked in if you're dressing modest bohemian. Another note on body image, do some research online and take a look at body types and what your body looks like. Because, for example, I'm just going to give you one example. I'm not the expert in this, but it's important that a woman knows her body and that she doesn't wear clothing that land in her widest places. We all have widest places. So, for example, if you are narrow around the waist and you have a short torso, then you want to wear a belt or something that comes in over there, or a peplum. You don't want to wear like a long, you know, one of those Indian shirts that go like just past your hip, and then it's like, here you are, and we skip all your narrow parts and boom, at your widest part. You're just not gonna look great. So I think it's nice that you get a little bit of body awareness. Where are the parts of myself that I feel are very nice, and, you know, go with that flow, with the flow of that, instead of going against that. It's not that I'm saying you have to emphasize anything, but go with it. Don't fight against it. You know, if you're very broad-chested, don't wear a cap sleeve that ends here. It's just going to make you look huge. It's emphasizing your shoulders. Do not do that. Okay. What else can I tell you? Let me see. How about jewelry? Come on over. I'll show you my jewelry. Okay. So since I like a certain kind of jewelry because it's like a type 3 thing. So here's some jewelry that I found. And like I said, it's a treasure hunt. I don't wear anything that I don't love. If I don't love it, it's not in my closet. I'm constantly getting rid of stuff, and I'm constantly hunting for stuff. And I'm not spending a lot of money, but I'm not going to, you'll see me in videos, I wear the same thing all the time. I mix and match, but it's all the same. Because why would I wear something that I don't feel amazing in? I wanna shine. I wanna I just don't want to have a ugly day. You know, when you not dressed right, you just feel. Actually, I look really bad in the mornings now because I'm going out to the gym. So I put on my gym clothes. I run to the gym, and I know my day hasn't started because I didn't get dressed. Afterwards, I get dressed, and now I'm like, I'm ready. I'm ready to do. You know, I'm not even. It's awesome. Okay, here's an example of something that I love, but I don't wear. I'm almost giving it up. And that's because for me, it's not chunky enough. All my jewelry is very chunky. Why am I telling you this? Because, first of all, maybe you want it. But I'm telling you this because if it doesn't support you, you don't need to wear it. You don't need to have it. Like, I'm wearing 2 insanely chunky necklaces. That works for me. I don't really need this. This needs to go away to a very good friend. Okay? I should just enjoy the things that I have. What else can I tell you? Okay. Now, since I'm making exactly one video about getting dressed, I wanted to give you a few makeup tips. My daughter Hadassah has been looking at Candy Johnson on YouTube. Go look her up, K-N-D-E-E, and she's the makeup guru. So she gave me some tips, and I've been having a lot more fun with makeup. So I don't know how you feel about makeup. How I feel about it is that it's just like a wonderful gift, and you should wear it. Wear it and look good. In the desert, it's important for women to take very good care of ourselves. And it's not for men, it's just for being a woman. So I like for my makeup routine to be not too long. I just want to get moving in the morning. And now, since you showed me all these tips, it's actually taking longer. And I don't know if I look like exponentially better. So I'm still sorting it all out. I like it to take like 3 or 4 minutes, and then it's over. And we could all afford 3 or 4 minutes. So I'm going to show you some cool little things. Okay, first thing is, this is for a special occasion, like for Shabbos. It's a primer. You don't have to get this one. I'm not saying this is the ultimate primer, but what it does, you can't really see it on the video. Basically, if you look in the drugstore for a primer, what it's got a silicone in it, and you put it on your face, and it smooths out all the little bumps. So you're making like a nice canvas, and it is expensive. Like this little thing was over $10. So I'm not going to wear this all the time, but if you are having a special occasion, primer is amazing. Okay. Then, after trying many different foundations, I found this one. Thanks to Hadassah again. She's my girl. It's just CoverGirl. Like, CoverGirl is the cheapest thing out there. But it's perfect. It's called Outlast Stay Fabulous. Okay? So, basically, there it is. Outlast Stay Fabulous. So, basically, what I'll do is sometimes I'll put on a primer. And then I'll put on a drop of this anti-redness. Just a drop. This really takes a minute. I'm not like being careful to show you every single product because I'm not the makeup guru and I'm not sure if this is going to be the perfect thing for you. I'm just giving you some ideas because I know that I would have just like slapped on moisturizer and foundation and be done. And now I learned a few new things. So one of the things I learned is primer. Second thing I learned is you can put a little green on your red and it kind of smooths it out. Let it dry for a sec though. I do put on moisturizer before this. And so here I got the primer and then a little green thing and then my foundation. So this is e.l.f. from Walgreens. And what it has inside is it has a blush and a bronzer. So I'm going to take the blush and I'm going to put it right here on my cheekbone, like that. And I'm going to take the bronzer and I'm going to put it in a few places. I'm going to put it over here. And I'm going to put it just around my face a little bit for a glow. So actually this is a candy tip, she explains, and you might know this already, that wherever you want something to look a little, like to shrink it, so then you put something darker there. So you can use another darker foundation and put it over here or over here, or if you have a big chin on your chin, or just like a quicker, easier way is just take a bronzer, really get underneath your cheekbones, and then you get this nice sculpted cheekbones, and also just around your forehead and just around the edges of your face, and it's really. So after you have your foundation on and your blush and bronzer, and remember it only took you like 1 minute, so don't be overwhelmed. First of all, here's a neat little tool to put on your foundation. You can use your hands, but if you use this, I forgot what it's called. You'll find it in Walgreens. It looks pink before the makeup gets on it, and it just gets your makeup on really nice. So I'm going to show you a candy trick. This is a fun trick. You take white eyeshadow. This is a Wet n Wild white eyeshadow. And you just take a nice clean brush and you put it on right here under your eyes. And that, basically, the way light and shadows work is now you have a shadow over here and you have light by your eyes. I feel really silly to tell you this, but if you have a teenage daughter, you're also going to get to know these things, or maybe you don't, and so now you need to hear all these little makeup tips. Never did this in my life. I'm almost 40, but it's fun. It's actually fun. So here, I'll put on a little bit more, and you can put it over here, and you can put it a little bit over your eyebrows, too. So, the eyes are the windows to the soul, and now your eyes are shining. It's really fun. Okay, what else do we have over here? This is eyeshadow, which honestly, I never got the hang of eyeshadow. I guess you could follow, they call this the nude palette. Go figure. That does not look nude to me. That looks like heavy, someone punched me in the eye palette, and I don't like that. So I don't have great tricks for eyeshadow. I just make it up all the time, and you can too. I know you put a little white over here and a white up here, and that kind of gets your eye going. With eyes, some people outline their eye in heavy black. It's hard to get the bohemian look when you have overdone makeup. So just letting you know that. I'm not calling that overdone. It actually looks spectacular on some people. But that liquid eyeliner in black, it's a much more made up look than a more natural look. Okay, and I just have a few more things to show you. So there's mascara. No special mascara. This one is just a Neutrogena. And there is lipstick. Please wear lip liner. This is even before candy. This is like forever. You must wear lip liner. I love Color Stay. It's also Pesach. That means you could use it on Passover, even when you don't use certain products. So anyway, Revlon Color Stay stays on put it on. It's amazing. I had 4 wisdom teeth removed, and like the nurses, they were just looking at me. They're like, "I use your lipstick on." They were all Russian anyway. And I've given birth in these lipsticks. They're just amazing. Revlon Color Stay, best of the best. That's that. And we're almost done. 2 more things. The first thing is, when your makeup is finished, this is also new for me, but I'm having a good time. Get a finishing powder. This is Revlon Photo Ready, and it's translucent. What you're looking for is a translucent powder, and you take your clean brush and you just dot it all over, and it sets your makeup for a really long time. I do not fix my makeup up the whole entire day, and I'm still making videos for you later on in the day. I just put it on, takes a minute, and then it's just a clean, really nice, smooth look. And I feel like those old-fashioned ladies who say, "I'm going to powder my nose," and then I actually powder my nose. None of this works, by the way, if you don't have good moisturizer, because if your skin is flaky, then it's just gonna, all the makeup's gonna, stick in all the wrong places. So if you have really flaky skin, a nice thing to do is to just put baby oil on it and let it seep in at some point during the day, maybe before you go to sleep, let it seep in. This is my daughter's trick, and just put it on your nose or whatever else your makeup is gonna cling to and look not nice. And lastly, and this is also new, it's crazy because I probably look the same as I did 3 months ago, but I'm having more fun now. This is a NYX eyebrow set. NYX is NYX. And I used to put a little bit of brown eyeshadow on my eyebrows, but especially if you're wearing headscarves, some of the most important things are to have really nicely kept eyebrows. Learn how to wax your own eyebrows. I just go to Sally Beauty Supply. I went there probably like 2 years ago. I bought a little thing of wax. I heat it up on my stove. I wax my eyebrows. I wax my girl's eyebrows. Sometimes I wax my over here, like, because I want all my hair away in a tickle. Just wax away. It's really fun. It keeps you clean. And the main thing is, when you are wearing a headscarf, your eyebrows have to look good. Sometimes they're a little bit pale. So here's where NYX comes in. It's got 2 little things in it. One is a little eyebrow brush. I mean, I don't know if your eyebrows are that long, but if they are, you can always brush them. And then the other is this little shadow brush. And what you do is you dip it in the wax, and then you dip it in the shadow, and then you put it on just like that. Okay, so by this time, if you're groaning at the amount of steps, I totally get you. A lot of this, it's extra, but I will tell you that I do feel more polished, and I feel confident about my makeup. Like, I'm not redoing it in the middle of the day. It's just going on, it's staying on, it's taking me a couple extra minutes, but I just love it. The finishing powder I love the eyebrow thing, that's also new. And I really enjoy using the bronzer, because that just makes a big difference.